5. Exploring angle pairs. Name a pair of angles that are a linear pair. Choose the correct pair below. Well, a linear pair adds up to 180 and forms a straight line. So looking at these choices, that's going to be angle CFD, this angle, and EFD, this angle, because these two add up to 180 to form a straight line. And that's number 1. Number 2. Use the diagram at the right. Is the statement true? It says angles 1 and 3 are vertical angles. Now, for them to be vertical angles, they have to be across from each other and share a vertex. Angles 1 and 3 are not across from each other, so no, they are not vertical angles. And that's number 2. Number 3. Angles EFG and angle GFH are a linear pair. And we're given expressions for each of those angles. And we're asked to find the measures. So if they're a linear pair, it means that the angles add up to 180 degrees. So let's set up our equation and solve it. So we add them up and we set it equal to 180. Combined like terms, it gives us 6n plus 30 equals 180. Subtract 30 on both sides, you get 150. Divided by 6, you get 25. So n is 25. To find the measure of each, we got to substitute it in. For angle EFG, we substitute in 25, and we get 66. For angle GFH, we substitute in 25, we get 114. So let's type it in. So EFG is 66, and GFH is 114. And that's number 3. Number 4. In the diagram, ray GH bisects angle FGI. So we need to solve for x to find the measure of FGI and use that to find the measures of HGI and the measure of angle FGI. So let's do that. So when we're told GH bisects FGI, it means it's cutting it in half into 2 equal parts. That's what bisecting means. So each of these angles are equal in measures. So we could set those two equal to each other, the expressions, and solve for x. So subtract 3 on both sides and add 24 on both sides. You'll get x equals 16. Now to find the measure of FGH, we substitute in 16 for x and we get 40. Now both FGH and HGI equal 40 degrees because their measures are the same. And then when we're looking for FGI, we just multiply it by 2 because these are both the same, so double it to give you FGI. So FGI will equal 80, so let's type this in. So we said x is 16, and we said the measure of FGH is 40, and the measure of HGI we said is also 40 because they're the same, and FGI is double that, which we said was 80. And that's number 4. Going to number 6. It says use an algebraic equation to find the measures of 2 angles described below. Begin by letting x represent the degree measure of the angle supplement. The measure of the angle is 11 times greater than its supplement. So we have to identify variables and write an equation. So we have 2 angles. First angle is going to be angle x. That's the measure of an angle. The second angle is going to be its supplement. Now, remember, supplementary means that the 2 angles add up to 180. So the supplement of one angle would be 180 minus that angle, or in this case, 180 minus x, since the original angle is x. Now, to set up an equation, we have the measure of an angle, that's x, equals, which means is, 11 times greater than its supplement. So 11 times the supplement. Okay, so now we got to solve that equation. So we distribute 11 into everything on the right. So 11 times 180 is 1,980 minus 11x. Add 11x to both sides, you get 12x equals 1,980. Divide both sides by 12, and you get 165. Now to find the supplement from that, because that's the measure of the angle, you subtract this from 180. So 180 minus 165 is 15, so 15 is the supplement, so let's type that in. So we said the supplement is 15, and the measure of the other angle is 165. And that's number 6. Number 7, we're doing the same thing as number 6, except that now we're dealing with its complement. So let's take a look at that. So the measure of the angle is 8 degrees greater than its complement. So we have two angles. Remember, the first is going to be x, but complement now means that they add up to be 90. So if you have x, the complement will be 90 minus x. So then we go from there to set up our equation. So measure of an angle is x. So x is 8 degrees greater than its complement. So we have our complement of 90 minus x plus 8 says 8 greater than that. So now we solve that equation. Combine like terms, 90 and 8 is 98. Then we add x to both sides and we get 2x. Then we divide both sides by 2 and we get 49. To find the complement, you subtract 49 from 90 and we get 41. So let's type that in. So it wants the measure of the complement first, which is 41. And then the measure of the other angle is 49. And that's number 7. Number 8, it says in the diagram, the measure of angle ACB is 60 degrees. ACB is right here. It's looking for the measure of angle BCD. Well, we know by looking at this, these marks mean that these two angles are equal. So if I find the measure of this one, which I can, it will give me the measure of this one. So if this one is 60 and this one is 90, I have to add these two up and subtract from 180 because all three of these angles form a straight line. So let's do 90 plus 60 minus 180. 90 plus 60 is 150 minus 180 is going to be 30. So the measure of your angle is going to be 30 degrees, and that's number 8.